If you're shopping around for a big, bold luxury SUV, one name you can't overlook is the all-new Lincoln Navigator, which we have right here. And it's not just big, it's, that's cliche, it may sound and cringe, Lincoln big, because yeah, this thing is massive. Premium comfort, commanding presence, bold appearance, capability of like a nice size pickup truck because it is four-wheel drive, which is standard, and it also features the powerful EcoBoost, the 3.5, which is able to deliver over 510 pound-feet of torque, 440 horsepower, and then if you're off the boost, you could get some good MPG numbers off this machine. But for a vehicle with $130,000 price tag, well, this one is spec'd out. I believe the starting price is $91,000. Does it really truly justify its price tag? Well, let's find out. After daily driving this car, I'm not only going to go ahead and share with you my hands-on experience with this beast, but also give you some tips and tricks and things that I learned after making this into my daily driver. Let's begin. Yes, let's take a look at this Lincoln Navigator. So one of the cool things about the Lincoln Navigator is this illuminating grille, this front portion of the SUV. As this just like a welcome animation from the front and in the rear. And the cool thing about the rear is that the Lincoln logo, well, the text actually illuminates while it's driving white. Pretty unique. Haven't seen that on any vehicle. Usually it's just the emblem that glows, never the written text. Now in the front, although it may look like there's no fog lamps, which there isn't unfortunately, the headlights are pretty advanced because they do feature the swivel functionality with the steering wheel, and they do have auto high beams in addition to like a smooth fade effect whenever your auto high beams are enabled, and then dim down, dim up. They do that cool fade effect, so it's not just flashing anybody. But you do have active vents in the grille, as you can see right here. And our trim happens to be the black label, which means these portions right here, instead of like silver, they are actually like bronze. Same applies to the Navigator emblem that's written right here on the side too. Typically it'll be like silver. It wouldn't really have this dark fade effect. Now this Navigator is actually equipped with 24s, but you could actually now get 22s on a Navigator, which is somewhat unheard of. It's new for this generation. Another thing I like about this Navigator is the fact that the side running boards are automatic, and you do have that cool little finished design element right there in the very back, which is quite interesting. Roof rails, of course, are included. Your shark fin antenna is somewhat to the side, which is kind of interesting. And in the rear, you do have a wiper blade tucked underneath the rear spoiler. And this is how the back looks like. Pretty interesting, because the tailgate itself, if we open it up, has like a split. And this is indeed a third row SUV, which the unique thing is key elements from like a BMW as well as like a Land Rover or a Range Rover. It does do like a little split right here in the rear, allowing you to actually sit down and just chill. But one of the cool hidden features is that there actually is a bottle cap opener on the sides right here. So when you're tailgating, you could just crack open a brewski with the boys and then just chill. But back here you do have some storage, as well as this table attachment that you could like place on top on the sides right here. This will just come out and allow you to actually use this as a shelf, which is quite interesting. And it looks like we do have like a drain right here, a drain plug, I believe. I don't know, let me know in the comments what that is. You also have a cubby, the on-demand lights right here if you're chilling. Features like these swivel motion things. So really, if you're tailgating, you have all the light that you need right there, especially since it's adjustable, which is quite unique. Typically off-roading style vehicles that have something like that, like the Ford Bronco. And then for additional cargo space, you do have access to this. So it does have some hidden storage elements in the back here. And then for the third row, you can also bring them all up by a single push of the button, and I'll cover that row in a little bit. And then you can just press this button or the lock button to close both tailgates at once. Now in the rear, you do have a hidden tow hitch, because this Lincoln actually is equipped with Ford's iconic Pro Trailer Assist, because this car can actually tow up to 8,700 pounds. which is quite impressive for a large, heavy SUV already. Still having a slightly over 8,000 towing capacity. Fuel-wise, it does take both premium and regular. It's recommended using premium. It gives the engine a little extra horsepower, but if you need to, the engine, the computer modulars can adapt to the octane that you add. So whatever's cost efficient during your road trips, you may find out regular will be a better choice. Now there are washer jets for the rear, but the 360 camera on the side mirror actually is a blind spot monitoring that will be displayed on the large 48-inch display. I'll show you in a bit. Now hopping in the back, you may discover, pardon my camera equipment, let me just move this to the back. But hopping in the rear, one thing you may have discovered that this is the executive package, which means these seats in the rear, the midsection I should say, are massage seats, fully adjustable just like it is on the driver's side seats. These are also massage. And if I close this door, we have the entertainment package as well, which will give us quick access to the web browser. You could from here, you could go on YouTube or something like that as an example. Both the driver and passenger side has that. But if you like to, you can also just plug in directly to an HDMI port, or HDMI if you have like a gaming console, because you do have access to a household outlet right here. And you may be wondering, are these cup holders enough? No, that is because there's additional cup holders accessible right here, just like a pickup truck. So you have a total of 4 cup holders for rear seats, which is quite funny. And if the sun is too blinding you, too bright, you can actually control the panoramic roof covering right here, which is kind of cool for an American car to feature something like that. But your air vents are properly located right here for your rear passengers. I like these overhead ones. Really does make great contact to your face when you're cooling off. You do have a cubby here, lots of storage like a full-size truck, and you do have Rebel's surround sound system, which I'll cover that more about that in a little bit. Wireless charger is quite unique, and you do have a small touchscreen right here, which allows you to not only control the climate, monitor air quality. You can also adjust the RGB lights in the back too if you want. And then you will typically go to the seats to have access to not only your heated and cool ventilated seats, but you can also fold down the seats if you need to and activate massage or adjust them right here, like lumbar, back support. And you can also do your passenger if you need it, but they can also reach too. And just like the front, you do have a full, like, massive storage compartment right here for your rear passengers. So it is insanely massive back here. Really does make it into a nice chauffeured vehicle. But let's go ahead and hop into the rear back seats, because right here it may be hard to see, but you could actually press a button to let the seat automatically fold itself out of the way. Unfortunately, it is somewhat of a slow process, but it is a luxury car. You gotta let these vehicles do everything for you. But it does open up quite a bit, so we can hop in the back. Folding up these rear head seats. Seat belts, one of these where the seat belt's like on top, but I have plenty of like space back here. Even with the seat like folding down, as you may notice, I have a lot of leg space, and I'm quite comfortable back here. There's this anchor hook right here if you want to have like back seats for kids as well. So that was kind of cool. But the air vents are also located in your face. And you do have seat adjustment tools right here to fold down the seats or bring them up. 2 USB-Cs, fast charging, cup holder, 2 cup holders, 2 more USB-C chargers. Yeah, it's pretty bougie back here. So you are getting your money's worth with this SUV, especially if you need something for the family. This is kind of overkill, but I want to say it offers more leg space than the Escalade, especially since there's like no awkward hump or anything down here. So the thing about the Lincoln Navigator is that it does feature the number keypad, just like an F-150. And one of the cool things about the number keypad, if you have the physical key on your person, and let's say you just want to leave it inside because you know your number keypad code memorized, you can override it by simply long holding these 2 buttons, and it will force the vehicle to lock itself. But if you need to unlock it with the key fob on your person, not only the driver's side, but also the other 4 doors are also touch smart door handles, so you can lock it remotely or pull to unlock. I mentioned that because not all cars have the smart door handles on all 4 doors. But hopping in here, we are greeted with this massive 48-inch display that's supposed to be a HUD. It's quite unique due to the fact that this section right here has access to widgets, so you could customize it, rearrange to the information you like to see. Over here will be your navigation, but if you run CarPlay as an example, you could have like your maps running here. If we tap go, it'll give us the overview of the map, but our map direction guide will be right here. Quite awesome. And if you like to, with Apple Maps, you can make it full screen too if you want to see your vehicle information. But to have access to your car settings, stuff like that, it will be all located right there. But traditionally, if we tap the home button right here on display, this is the vehicle UI system. It will still display the map right here. It is running Android. And then this yoke steering wheel, it's quite interesting. Not a huge fan of it, but you do adapt with it. And it does feature Ford's BlueCruise, which basically is a very smart lane keep assist, kind of like Tesla's old autopilot system. That's how I'll describe this, but it's only selected on certain highways, roads that have been scanned by Ford. And then when it comes to like your mirrors adjustments and such like that, it's all located right here on the steering wheel, including your like steering wheel as well as your pedals too. You can also adjust your pedals just like an F-150. And then your tailgate buttons are located here. But now with this massive infotainment screen, I have noticed sometimes it's buggy with my phone. It could just be my phone that has the problem. So a tip that I have with this new UI system from Lincoln, as well as I believe Ford's too. If you tap the power button 5 times within 7 seconds, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will automatically reboot the unit. So if it's glitchy, whatever said reason, it's buggy, you just don't want to turn off the car and turn it back on just to reboot it, you could just do that. So that's a little pro tip right there. But while it's booting up, another thing you'll notice, this is what I mean, that it does feature Ford's Pro Trailer Assist, which allows you to enable and basically back up using this little joystick, so you don't have to memorize the proper way to reverse with a trailer attached. And then you do have a dedicated button right here for your 360 camera. As I previously stated, this vehicle does have 360 cameras, and it will show you your overview right over there. And unlike other vehicles, the 360 camera can actually be enabled as you're driving highway speeds, which I thought was kind of cool. Then when it comes to the gear selector and modes, your gear selector button right here, you can manually override this 10-speed transmission to select between certain gears you want. And eco modes, you do have different modes in this car, which allows you to select 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive auto, excited, slippery, deep control, deep conditions, or like snow and stuff like that, as well as snow climb. So there are some great modes in here. And on top you do have your sunglass holder and all that good stuff right above here. Mirror on here. It's quite interesting. Quite a nice size SUV, especially the glove box is pretty big and beefy, but it's pretty violent for a luxury SUV. But the material that's used around, it's nice and padded, really nice. A bunch of like interior options. I also like this little tunnel right here to give yourself additional storage if needed, in case the armrest storage isn't big enough. And you do have 2 USB-Cs as well as a 12-volt outlet right down here. Now this is a Lincoln, and the cool thing about these newer Lincolns is that they have these built-in scents, so you could sensitize the vehicle depending on the smell that you like. They have like different like scents that will automatically spray whenever the vehicle turns on. And if you need to refill them, you could just go on Lincoln's website and they'll just sell it to you. But these, to my understanding, last quite a bit, about a year or so worth of usage. So it has a unique smell because of that reason. In terms of apps, this unit is loaded with a bunch of apps, entertainment apps. The most important ones, obviously, YouTube. But you do have Sirius XM, and in the towing, you just like an F-150 truck or F-Series truck, you could program trailers and make profiles of them right here. So like the length, the width, and all that good stuff. So you have dedicated profiles whenever you hook this truck up to a trailer. And it does feature over-the-air updates as well. Now, some of these apps are kind of cool and some are self-explanatory because you do have Zooms, Google, road travel, but you do have some interesting ones such as Rejuvenate. I don't know why I stuttered. Because one of the most interesting ones is Rejuvenate right here, which basically will allow you to select a theme. So if you're just under pressure, you're just annoyed, you just like to relax and hear the waterfall for a little bit, you can just hit continue. Your seats will adjust. It will begin spraying like scents and smells, adjust your steering wheel, your seating heat, and will basically just play soothing music. So you can just zen out and just relax as your seats are massaging you. So right now, I'm receiving a massage from the seats, which is really interesting. I'm gonna end this. So if you like to zen out, this car has you covered, basically. And another cool one is quick tips. This one gives you like all the tips and tricks here, including the BlueCruise, how that works, climate control, and a bunch of other stuff like voice control. But when you select one of these, it will actually play like an actual video on your dash, giving you like a quick tutorial guide on like some of the settings to be aware about.
Free highway driving. BlueCruise.
So if you need to go more in detail on certain unique features that this car features, you can just click on it. It'll play like a little video on your dash, which is quite interesting. Now, whenever you select your vehicle, you can select your modes right here as well. Disable or enable the scent thing I was telling you about earlier, driver memory seats and brightness and such. But if we go all the way to the very bottom, a setting that was disabled for my vehicle for some odd reason was the engine motor temperature, which is displayed right here. You have to go to your vehicle settings and just scroll down until you find display coolant temperature. This is what you need to enable to see your vehicle's temperature, which is quite interesting. That's disabled by default. But you have mirror controls, which allows you to enable the auto fold whenever you lock the car. Your wiper split gate, you could adjust the settings here too if you wanted to open up with key fob only, manual and such. Window controls, as well as like the backseat passenger rear occupant alert. You can allow it to alert you with a little chirp, or actually honk at you if it knows that you have kids in the back or you left kids in the back. But if you have just adults, you can just leave it off. So it's fairly customizable in here, that's for sure. Driver assist does have lane keep assist and all that important stuff. Auto braking, collision warning, blind spot monitoring, which are located right here on the side. And when you enable the turn signal, it'll display it right here on your field of view, right in front of you. So it has all the amazing features that you need. It does have more additional storage here, USB-A and USB-C, a wireless charger, and for a sleek design, just simply fold that all in, and boom. But one of the complaints I do have with this car is the headlight controls. You see the headlight controls are actually located here on the screen. You have to tap on this little headlight bulb icon right here to have quick access to your auto high beams, your parking lamps, your headlamps to turn it off completely. But it does have a quick shortcut to the interior RGB lights, as you saw earlier in the rear seats back there. But yeah, it does feature a lot of cool features, a lot of customization abilities, hotspot, and it rides super smoothly. And the headrest themselves all automatically adjusted on their certain sections. You do have an adjuster right here for your seats. And to have access to the massage, you just tap that little center ring right here. It'll quickly bring up your massage seat settings. But if you select headrest, this is what I mean. This is where you go in to adjust the headrest height, as well as extend if you need it. You kind of see it moving right there. That's the only drawback. But once you're on that screen, you can also use the physical button on your seats. But at that point, you just rely on the screen button. But aside from that, there we have it. That is basically the ins and outs of the Lincoln Navigator. If you're coming from a traditional like F-Series pickup truck from Ford, you may find it super similar to those trucks, at least from my experience, because the way this machine drives, it drives like how it looks. It's nice, comfortable, it cruises, it floats really well on the highway. And of course, interior on highway speed, it's pretty quiet back in there as well. But other than that, there we have it. That is the quick summary of the latest generation Lincoln Navigator. If you'd like to watch more, maybe you'd like to see the smaller version, a better MPG friendly model, possibly another Lincoln vehicle, is the Lincoln Nautilus. The interior is almost identical to this for a fraction of the cost. You might be interested in checking that out too. The only drawback to that is that it's only a 2-row SUV. No third row is available, unfortunately. Still was an incredible SUV, so definitely do check out that video over there. My name was Eddie, and thank you so much for watching.